Hi friends, welcome to the newest 411. I have got some neat little dimensional techniques for you using a water brush or a paintbrush. You can even do this with a paintbrush. Some chalks or some pastels and some ink pads to make some really cool embellishments and some dimension to not only your bases but borders and letters, etc. So let's get into it. There are numerous ways you can use these products for a background or to add just a pop of color without using paper, and or layering and also embellishing. So we have got our chalks. You can also use pastels. We've got our inks. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to use that. And of course, our water brush, which can take the place of a shimmer brush, or there's lots of other ways to kind of mix and match all of these mediums. So let's get started with the very first one, with a water brush, which is very easily obtained. The barrel is filled with water. You have a brush tip that you can just clean and reuse. So what I have done in this particular situation is I have gone into the color that I wanted, which was 22. I'm pressing a little bit to get a little bit of water into the palette there. You can see there's a little bit of water in there. And then I go over and I just drip a couple of drips into the well. And if I want more intense color, I can do that. And you can always blend colors. So I want a little bit darker than that. Then I'm going to add just a drop or two of a darker blue. And then once you get the shade you want, then saturate your bristles. And here's where you do basically the same thing you did with the shimmer brush. You hold it over your palette and really low down to your paper, and you get this effect. If you want a little bit of a lighter or a finer print, you can use a tool. And when you do this, sometimes it will make little tinier, finer, little embellishments like that. Okay, so when you're needing to switch your color, let me pull this up so you can see exactly what it's done. When you're wanting to switch your color, you can either go to a rag and just squeeze, and the water that's in the barrel is going to basically clean your bristles. Or you can go to like the chamois that we're all used to and do the same thing and just kind of squeeze, and the color comes out of the bristles, making it reusable, and it will last forever and ever and ever. Another option is to take your ink pad and you squeeze it, and then when you get color on the lead, what you can do is do the same thing. Take your ink and your water brush and squeeze a little bit and get that color onto the bristles. And then we are going to do a little bit of a red, white, and blue palette. And you can see where the candy apple has just kind of added to the blue. So that's another way of using different mediums, chalks, inks, etc., to get a look. All right, so some additional ideas is if you have letters, alphabets like this, you can do the exact same effect on. So I'm going to bring just a plastic bag in here to protect my bottom layer, and I'm going to get this red out, and I'm just squeezing, and the color comes out perfect. It's just about out. And then I am going to go into the Lagoon ink. Same thing. I don't need a lot, but I can pull from the actual ink pad, or I can squeeze it, and I have all this on the lid. Give a little bit of color. And on this particular page, which is my BFF page, I just want these letters just to have a little bit of a fine lagoon splatter mark on the back. These came from a sticker sheet, so I pulled them off, put them on a plastic bag, and then here, doing the exact same technique to the letters, and look at that, just makes the best. And then now I have a border, and I'm doing the same thing, and look at this. You can see just that little bit of color does it all. So a great technique just to add some looks and some dimension and some color. And thank you all, and be safe.